to a new video in the channel Hacker Education. So in this channel I talk about security information and computer science, and in this video I will talk about a paper that will talk about security smells pervaded in mobile apps. So if you're new here, subscribe and leave a comment below with your opinion, what you think about this video. So let's go for the video. So this is the paper that I mentioned, and this is the title: Security Smells Pervaded Mobile App Servers. So here is the researchers, and for this paper they, like in the last video that I posted here on the channel, that was about another paper. Like in the other, the focus of the researchers was the Google Play apps. So in this paper also the focus in the research was Google Play application. For this study they used 3,376 apps. Okay, so the idea of this paper is understand the pervaded of security smells on the mobile applications. So for this they classify the security smells in some categories that we can see here: insecure transport channel, disclosure of source code, disclosure of version information, lack of access control. Security smells was like a bad practice that they don't implement the right way. So security smells is not like a vulnerability, but is like a bad configuration that can bring problems for the app. So the idea is understand if these security smells and bad practices are in the mobile apps. So they used a data set for a preview study, and here we can see the data. Here is the rating of these apps that they use for this study and the apps that are in the dataset. Here is the last update of these apps. So the idea here is compare the rating of this app and the last update of this app. Here we have more descriptions about this dataset, and we can see that 317 apps was from education category, and 292 was tools category. The majority 574 was related to games, and work related app in the dataset was 335 apps. Here is the number of the URLs that these apps have. So the URLs from APIs and services that working with these apps, and you can see that the apps in the education category have more URLs. So the idea of this study was answer these questions. What is the prevalence of the server-side security smells in web communication? So here we have the data correlate about the open source apps and closed source apps and the type of vulnerabilities that they found. They also search frameworks that caused code leaks, and we can see that ASP.NET framework was the most affected here. Here we have the prevalence of app server smells in the apps considering no JSON communication. And also we have the open source apps and closed source apps. And you can see again that the closed source apps have more apps affected. The another security smells was about the disclosure information, and you can see that the closed source apps URLs, no JSON APIs was more affected. And we can see that the measured was Ubuntu, CentOS, and Debian, but the other system was in the same level. So here is about operation system information. Here is about version information. And the measured information here was the server. And again, closed source apps have more leaks. Disclosure of service information. Again, the closed source apps URLs was more affected. No JSON APIs. And the measured use Apache here. Here we can see again the closed source apps URLs, no JSON APIs was the more affected. And we can see that this repeat in the measured of the graphics, and we see that the open source app URLs, no JSON APIs, normally is higher than the closed source apps URLs, JSON APIs. So the non-JSON APIs normally was more affected, and we can see this with the graphic informations. After they will try found this second question is what is the relationship between security smells and the app server maintenance. This is something interesting because is something that you need to understand why security smells are in the applications if the team can't or don't have time to make like updates, or if it's something that is not prioritized for the team, like they just update the feature things and not it don't care so much for security, for example. Correlation between app server security smells and configuration changes. You see that we don't have a security reduction here. Here they will talk about threads to validate the this paper. So we'll see the conclusion. So they analyzed the prevalence of 6 security smells in the app service, and they investigated the consequence of these smells from a security perspective. So they include 90,714 distinct URLs, and that were used 3,376 Android apps. So they see that unprotected communication and server misconfiguration are very common, mainly in apps using JSON app servers suffer 1.5 times more from app server security smells than non-JSON apps. And they found that the quantity of security smells present means and indicated that the app server don't have much maintenance. So they in this study they think that have like a relation about the maintenance of the server and the security smells present. Okay, so this was the paper. I'm reading the first time together with you in this video. So post a comment below what you get from this paper, what you understand. Uh, I really think that was very curious here. These dashboards that we can see the prevalence of app server smells apps consider non-JSON communication. JSON communication. So was something interesting, and something interesting also was that open source apps normally were low than closed source apps. Was something interesting that I don't expect to see in this paper. Okay, so leave a comment below what you thought about this paper, and I will leave the link of this paper in the description. So I hope that you like this new type of videos, bring more scientific content, and I hope that you understand me, because like I always say in every video, that the English is not my main language, and but I'm trying to do this to improve my English. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.